All right, so here is the quick and easy way to make pancit. So you got your pan, and I have some extra virgin olive oil, and I'm going to pour some of this in here because we're gonna have chicken in our pancit. You could do chicken, you could do pork, you can do just straight vegetables, you can do shrimp, but this one we're gonna shred up some chicken. So I'm gonna start by cooking my chicken so it'll be ready by the time I finish everything else. So I always start with the chicken first. So I'm gonna let this get a little warm. Since this is the quick and easy version, we're going to use this frozen, ready to cook, so it does not have to defrost. I get this at Walmart because it's really convenient when you have, you know, like a big family, because it's frozen, but you can just put it straight into the pan and it'll start cooking. So they're individually frozen and ice glazed with the chicken broth and everything. So this is what I'm going to use, and they're the little tenderloins. They're not the big pieces. I'm just going to cook this much. You really don't need that much because, you know, the noodles and the vegetables. So as you can see, it's not that much. I just put this in here, and then I'm going to add some seasoning and put the lid on, and it's going to basically just cook itself. So now that I have all the seasoning on, don't worry, I'm going to put a little clip after this so you can see what I seasoned it with. So this, you literally just put it in here, make it hot, put the chicken, season it, and close it up, and it'll just cook itself while you do everything else. This is what I just used. I just used the rest of my salt-free chicken for grilling. And then I used this one, basically the same thing. I just used the rest of this one. And then I used this, the vegetable seasoning, even though it's chicken, garlic, and some black pepper. All I did was just sprinkle all this on top of it and close it up. And then you're going to get a bowl and fill it with hot water. And these are the noodles that I buy. They're rice noodles from the Oriental store. And you're gonna break these up and put them in the hot water. But you have to break them up because if you don't break them up, you're gonna have extremely long pancit noodles. Now that I have all the noodles broken in half and it's in the hot water in the bowl, I'm going to just cover the bowl like this. And I'm gonna put it to the side and clean up my area so I can move on to the next thing. So now I'm going to start with the greens. I'm just going to wash these. And then I'm going to snap the ends. And then we'll move on to the next one. You can hear my baby in the background. He's getting changed. But cleaning these with some really hot water. And then I'll show you the next step. Right, so now I'm cutting the ends of the greens, right? But as I do that, I'm just going to go ahead and cut them diagonal like that and put them here because this is what I'll be using for the pancit right here. So after I cut these diagonally, I'll show you how I cut the ends. So I have them all like that, right? And I'm just going to cut them diagonal and put them to the side. So what I do is I'll grab a handful, line them all up, cut off the ends diagonally, turn them around, line them up, cut them diagonally, and then down the middle, and then throw them over here. So that's how I do it. I know a lot of people snap them individually. Today, I don't have time to do that. So I'm just going to line them up like this. Cut it diagonally. Cut it diagonally. And then cut it down the middle. And that's what I'll use to put in my pancit. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this batch of greens. And then I will show you the next step. Alright, so this is the whole pack of greens. They're all done. This is what I'm going to use for the pancit. And then this is all the garbage that I'm going to throw away. These are all the ends that I cut off. And now we're going to move on to the next one. Now we are moving on to snow peas. So I have one package of snow peas. I'm going to dump them in there and just clean them up real quick. And then I will show you how all you have to do is cut off the ends. I mean, some people leave them on. It's just a little sprout. But I don't know. I cut them off. Maybe I'm weird. But I'll clean these real quick. And then I will cut off the ends. Alright, so now I have the clean snow peas. And how I do it, I just... Sorry, my kids are going crazy. 1 second.
Okay, we're going to go sit on the couch and we clean up this way. We're going to room, watch TV.
Alright, so now all the snow peas are done. This is what the snow peas look like. And now I'm going to move on to the next thing that I need to prep. And I'll show you why. Now I am going to clean the carrots. So I have 2 large carrots. You can totally buy the ones that are already shredded, but I just buy these because I'm a juice carrot anyways. So with the other, because I get like this big package, they come like this at the Oriental store. But I'm going to use 2 for the pancit. So I'm going to wash these and show you how I prep them. Alright, so I have the carrots and I have my peeler. And I'm just going to go ahead and peel the carrot real quick. And if you're one of my subscribers, you already know you're going to hear my kids in the background because I have 4 of them and I do this all from home, so that's just how it is. And I'm going to cut the ends of this one and put it all on my waste plate. And then this is just a regular cheese grater from the Dollar Tree. On this big side, I'm going to noodle out the carrots. So you literally just go like this. And doing this saves you a lot of time of cutting up a carrot. So I'm going to do it to both of the full carrots, and then I'll get back to you because this kind of, yeah. I'm just going to sit here and do this until I'm done with both carrots. Alright, so I'm done with both carrots. So 2 carrots made this much shredded carrots, so it's a lot. And now I will show you the next ingredient. I know there's a lot that goes to pancit, but trust me, it's worth it. So our next ingredient is going to be onions. I'm going to go ahead and just chop these up. And cut off the ends like that. And they don't have to be cut no certain way. You just have to have some onions. I like to keep it simple. And just chop it both ways. My daughter's here laughing at me. Chop it both ways like this.
I'm a fool, Mom.
Be careful.
Okay.
Chop them all up. And that's that. So I'm going to do that with 2 different onions. Move it over here. And the onions.
Here. Here's the spot.
And do the same thing with this one.
Stop.
Guys, stop.
Need to share.
This is the onions. Boom. Boom. Alright, so now I have all my vegetables done, and this cutting board I love to cut up my vegetables on. So I'm actually going to use my chicken placemat, and I'm gonna go grab the chicken that I just cooked earlier that I showed you guys is done. So I'm gonna go grab the chicken. Alright, so this is all the chicken that I had cooked, and I don't want it cut. I'm just gonna shred it. So I'm just gonna use 2 forks and pull it like this, and it's just going to give you some perfectly shredded chicken. And that's another reason why I like that frozen chicken for this, because it's not dry at all. This is very juicy chicken. I tried this shredding thing one time with like the regular chicken breast, and it was very dry, but with that frozen one, I don't know if you could tell in the video, but it's still juicy. And you see how it like shreds it up so perfectly. I'm barely putting any effort into it, so I'm just gonna shred these up very quick. And I'll show you, once I finish all of them, how this little bit of chicken actually gives you a lot of shredded chicken. So this is all the chicken once it's shredded up, which you can see is a very good amount of shredded chicken, perfectly seasoned, all ready to go. And now I will show you the next step. So here's the fun part. We're gonna put some extra virgin olive oil into a nice sized pan so that you have some space, because I wish I had a bigger one, but I threw it away when we moved, and this is the one we're gonna use. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this warmed up and start cooking the pancit. Alright, so we're going to grab our full thing of onions, dump the entire thing. And along with the onions, we're going to get our green beans, dump those as well. We're going to get all of our chicken and dump that as well. And now that I have all of this in the pot, I am going to grab one of these. I find these in my local Oriental store, and I'm going to season that with this. I'm just going to dump this in here, and then I'm going to add some water, and then we're going to stir. So I'm going to start the stirring. This. Get all the flavor broken up. Alright. So now that this is cooking, y'all remember the noodles? I'm just gonna transfer the noodles into here. And just kind of mix it in. my noodles in. My snow peas, I'm gonna add those. And then the carrots, I'm gonna do a little bit at a time because there's so many noodles in here. So now you literally just have to mix it all in. The stove is still on just a little bit, not that much, but it's on number 3. So I'm just going to mix all this in so the noodles can get down to the juice. Then I'm going to get some soy sauce. I'm just going to put a little bit on here because you know we gotta add soy sauce to everything. Alright, this is what it looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead, after I got that all mixed in, I just kept stirring it like this. I just pull it from the bottom to the top, bottom to the top, and it's done. Once your noodles are brown, it's all mixed in real good. There's no liquid left at the bottom. It's all soaked up in the noodles. So now I'm gonna go ahead and transfer it into aluminum foil so that I can move on to the next thing that I have to cook. It's all done. Pancit is done. We got leftover carrots back there, but it's pancit.
Can't wait to eat it.